Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 407, The Whispers in the Woods. Intermediate. Sarah loved exploring the woods behind her parents' old countryside home. The trees stood tall and dense, their leaves whispering secrets to the wind. She often found solace in their familiarity, taking a book or her sketchpad with her. However, ever since she'd returned from university, something felt different, something haunting. One crisp autumn evening, Sarah decided to venture deeper than usual. The sun was setting and the sky was painted in shades of orange and pink. The path she chose was narrow, lined with tangled roots and fallen branches. Somehow, even these treacherous obstacles felt inviting. As she walked, Sarah's thoughts were interrupted by a soft rustling behind her. She paused, expecting to turn and see a deer, or perhaps an adventurous squirrel. But when she glanced back, there was nothing. With a shrug, she continued her journey, dismissing it as the woods playing tricks on her mind. The deeper she went, the quieter the woods became. The birds, usually melodious and chatty, had fallen silent, and the only sound was the crunch of leaves beneath her feet. Her instinct told her to go back, but curiosity pulled her forward. It wasn't long before she stumbled upon something unexpected, a dilapidated cabin, hidden away from the world by the tangled embrace of the forest. The wood was grey and rotting, windows shattered, and the door ajar. A chill ran down Sarah's spine. Keeping her distance, she peered inside. The light from her phone illuminated fragments of a life left behind. A dusty rocking chair, strewn pages from ancient newspapers, and a thick, impenetrable cobweb covering a corner shelf. Out of nowhere, the air grew colder, and she heard a distinct whisper, like leaves in the wind, but more articulate, more human. She froze, her heart pounding in her chest. Was she imagining things? The voice was soft yet insistent, urging her to step inside. "Hello?" Sarah called, her voice trembling. It was ridiculous, she thought, to speak to an empty cabin. Yet the whisper came again, louder and more urgent. Against her better judgment, she crossed the threshold. As her foot landed on the creaky wooden floor, the door slammed shut behind her. Panic rose within her, but she struggled to keep calm. She tried to push the door open, but it wouldn't budge, as if an invisible force barred her escape. Suddenly, shadows danced across the walls, forming shapes and figures. Her eyes widened in terror as one shadow pulled away, coalescing into something more tangible, a silhouette of a young woman with hollow eyes and a sorrowful expression. The whispers grew louder, filling the room with a cacophony of disembodied voices. Confused and terrified, Sarah backed against the wall, her fingers searching for the door handle. "Please," she begged, though she wasn't sure if she was speaking to the shadowy figure before her or just the air itself. "What do you want?" The shadow moved closer, and despite its eerie appearance, Sarah felt a strange sense of sadness emanating from it. Suddenly the voices quieted, leaving only the whisper of the woman's story. Trapped, alone, the lonely spectre had waited in the cabin, longing for someone to hear her tale of love, lost, and betrayal. As the story unfolded, Sarah's fear ebbed away, replaced by a deep pity. She listened intently, and with each word the spirit spoke, the heaviness in the air lifted. Finally, when the tale ended, the shadow seemed to smile before it began to fade, dissolving into the faint beams of the moonlight streaming into the cabin. With a soft click, the door unlatched and swung open. Sarah stepped outside, relieved to breathe the fresh air again. The woods were once again peaceful, the whispers gone. As she made her way back home, Sarah glanced over her shoulder one last time. The cabin still stood, decrepit but less menacing now. She realized she wouldn't be alone in these woods anymore, for she had heard the whispers, she had listened to their tales, and in return, she had given peace to her forlorn spirit. Nothing more interrupted her journey, and when she finally reached the edge of the forest, she knew she would return, perhaps to see if the whispers had anything more to say, because sometimes the woods weren't just a place of fear, but a keeper of stories waiting to be heard. Vocabulary notes. Solace, definition. Comfort or consolation in a time of distress or sadness. Example, she often found solace in their familiarity. Similar words, comfort, relief, support. Usage, after a long day at work, Daniel found solace in playing the piano. Venture, definition, to go somewhere that is unknown, dangerous, or involves risk. Example, Sarah decided to venture deeper than usual. Similar words, journey, explore, embark. Usage, despite the storm, they decided to venture out to sea. Treacherous, definition, hazardous because of presenting hidden or unpredictable dangers. Example, somehow even these treacherous obstacles felt inviting. Similar words, dangerous, perilous, risky. Usage, the mountain pass was treacherous after the heavy snowfall. Dilapidated, definition, in a state of disrepair or ruin due to age or neglect. Example, a dilapidated cabin hidden away from the world. Similar words, run down, decrepit, derelict. Usage, they bought an old dilapidated house to renovate. Chill, definition, a feeling of coldness in the air. Example, a chill ran down Sarah's spine. Similar words, coldness, frostiness, nippiness. Usage, despite the warm blanket, he felt a chill through the night. Whisper, definition, to speak very softly using one's breath without vocal cords, especially to keep a secret or private thought. Example, however, ever since she'd returned, something felt different, something haunting. Similar words, murmur, mutter, rustle. Usage, the trees seemed to whisper secrets to those who walked among them. Threshold, definition, a strip of wood or stone forming the bottom of a doorway and crossed in entering a house or room. Example, against her better judgment, she crossed the threshold. Similar words, doorway, entrance, brink. Usage, as soon as she crossed the threshold, she felt the warmth of the room. Silhouette, definition, a dark shape and outline of someone or something visible against a lighter background, especially in dim light. Example, a silhouette of a young woman with hollow eyes and a sorrowful expression. Similar words, outline, shadow, profile. Usage, she could see the silhouette of a tree against the evening sky. Story written by ChatGPT 4.0 AI. Image created by Stable Diffusion XL 1.0 Stability AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you.